Gajananam bhutaganaati sevitam kapitta jambu falasara pakshitam Umasutam shoka vinashakaranam namami Vigneshwara pada pankajam Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. We're going to start our session 7 today, and as usual, we start with the Guru prayer. Sadashiva Samarambam Sankaracharya Badhyamam Aspat Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. A very quick review of last session. We learned quite a few things last time, including pronouns, propositions, adjectives, and gave you some basic questions with examples, some simple conversation, names, multiple names for a single object, which you will hear more today. And we did enhance your vocabulary with more words. And as usual, we had a Sanskrit verse and a concluding prayer. So this is what we did, and we have been covering the subject in an easy way in different stages, starting from the basics, verbs, nouns, and then pronouns, propositions in stages. And every time we've been giving some exercises for you, very simple exercises. The point is you have to really understand the basics, and then it is possible to build it up. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Our goals for today. I'm going to review the exercises we gave last time, 5 and 6 with answers. And then we'll learn more on pronouns, verbs and nouns, singular and plural with some examples. Also, I'll give you some examples of dual forms. And you're going to learn a lot of more Sanskrit words, including names of fingers, and as usual, a Sanskrit verse and a concluding prayer. So that's what we want to do in the next 1 hour. So let's go further. Now, I've received responses from all of you, which is very heartening, I should say. Many of you are making very sincere efforts to answer it correctly, but nevertheless, I must point out some little mistakes which you should be able to correct it in future. The very first one we gave was Kakaha Krishnaha Bhavati. I gave you one verse in which both these words, Kakaha and Krishnaha, came up. So it's very easy for you to say the crow is black. But you know, in English you say the crow, the article, the doesn't appear in Sanskrit. So some of you have completely omitted the article. When you translate it, in English it's a must. You have to say the crow is black. Is black. Bhavati is present tense. Balaha Vanarena Kridati. Many of you got it correctly, but some of you have made some slight mistakes. I'm just going to see, I took some couple of printouts of your answers. I think this one you've got, most of you have got it correctly. But here, Vanarena, is with the monkey. I put it in red for you. Like you say, Mrigena, Gajena, Krishnena. These are all instrumental cases, which means with, I think I gave you last time examples. Gajaha Balena Gachati. The elephant is going with the boy. So when it comes na, it usually means with. Remember this, because we will be having similar examples coming up in future. Sita Gramat Gachati. Most of you have got it wrong when you said Sita is going to the village. No, it is not to, but from. When you say At, Gramat, it means from village. When you say to, you say Gramam Gachati. If you say Sita Gramam Gachati, it means Sita is going to the village. But Gramat. So that is very important to understand. The it means from. Sita is going from the village. Third, is the Sita Gramat Gachati. Most of you have got it wrong. So I want to point out when you say Gramat, it is from. Falani Vrichat Patanti. Falani Vrichat Patanti. The fruits are falling from the tree. Let me see your answers. I think Jayakumar, Nirmala got it correctly. So some of you have omitted the article that Sampath from the tree, not from tree. Somebody written fruits come from trees. I think Raj, it's actually not come but fall. When you say patanti, it is meaning plural. The fruits are falling from the tree. So when you say singular, it is patati. When you say dual form, patataha, patanti refers to plural, more than two. Matsyaha samudre charati. The fish swims in the ocean, the fish moves in the ocean, both are correct. But the point is in. Samudre refers to in. Okay. So get these, I have marked these all in red so that you know when you say gramat, vrikshat, it is meaning from, not to. Okay. Now the next exercise, we had English to Sanskrit. Here you see, it's almost the same thing. Kumar eats with Krishna. Kumar Krishnena, Yena is with. It is an instrumental case here. Krishnena refers to Ena. Khadati eats with Krishna. But somebody has used the word Bhakshati. Now, Bhaksha also means eating, but a little harder form, you say, kind of devouring or biting, So, gentler form of eating usage is Khadati. It is more appropriate. Kumar Krishnena Khadati. A cuckoo sings. You can say Pikaha or Kokilaha. Both are same. Two names for the same object. Gayati, present tense, sings. Charati, present tense, boy stands with the cow. Gayena, you see that na coming in. It means with. Gayena, tishtati. Somebody has used the word pratitishtati. Now, prati is not the right word. The tishtati is correct. Pratitishtati means somebody standing opposite or somebody standing near, So that is not the correct one. So use the word tishtati. The boy stands with the cow. Now, I think someone has asked me the question, how to use saha, denu. I think Archana asked for that one. Now you can use saha also. You have to say balakaha danuhu saha tishtati. Saha means standing with the cow. That is also equally correct. The lion roars in the forest. Vane simmaha garjati. Simmaha vane garjati is also correct. I think in the syntax I mentioned about this, how the words can play. You can say simmaha vane garjati, it's equally correct. Vane means in here. My two sons speak. Now, I intentionally gave this for you to understand the dual form. Mama putrau. Putrau. Somebody used tanayau. It's also equally correct. Putrau. Vadataha. Dual form. Vadati is singular. Aham or swam vadati. Swam vadati. If it is plural, you say vadanti. Vadanti. So if it is dual, you say vadataha. Someone has written balau vadati. This is wrong. Balau means just children. It doesn't mean sons. Putra only refers to sons. Somebody used tanayau. That's also equally correct. Mama putra vadataha. So these are the correct answers. Remember them, and I'm going to emphasize on this usage a little more for you to get a complete grasp of it, because you're going to have similar exercises in future. So you should understand without really worrying too much of the declination, but you have to understand how to use it. With, in, present tense, dual form, singular form, plural form. Okay, having said that, let's go to the singular and plural pronouns. Now this is in easy tabular form. Say aham, you all already know that, aham. Avam refers to dual. Don't use it much, but then you should know avam. Vayam means multiple, more than two. Second person, tum. In Hindi also you say tum, right? Swam is referring to singular, yuvam refers to two, and yuyam refers to plural. Now genders are not really considered in the first and second person. It's applicable to all genders. But when it comes to the third person, the gender matters. Like you say saha, he. If it is a lady or a girl, you say sa. And neutered is tat. Saha, sa, tat. Dual form, tau, te, te. Plural in masculine is te, taha, tani. You will start, when you start using them, you will find it easy as you go along with this. Okay. Let's go to applications. Aham gacchami. You see, the me is usually used in the first person. Aham vadami. Aham sochami. Aham khadami. You know, this is me is referring to aham, the first person. Aham gacchami. Aham tishtami. I stand. When it comes to plural, vayam gacchamaha. Maha. Vayam tishtamaha. Plural. When it comes to second person, saha gacchati. Bhavan gacchati. Bhavati gacchati. When you refer to a feminine gender, bhavati gacchati, but still gacchati. When it comes to plural, inti. You had an explanation earlier in the exercise. Te gacchanti, bhavantaha gacchanti, falani patanti. Isn't it? Patanti. When you say inti, you can be sure it is referring to plural. te gacchanti, bhavantaha gacchanti, bhavatyaha gacchanti. When you see a group of ladies, say bhavatyaha gacchanti. So you should know application of singular and plural for different genders. Application of pronouns. Okay, let's go to the next one. Usage of verb. Asti. If you say, I have a son, Mama putraha asti. I have a son. Or my son is here. Mama putraha asti. Putra is singular. Putra is dual. Putraha, plural. Mama putrau saha. Putrau dual form. I have two sons. But the verb is same. Mama putroha staha. When it comes to plural, putraha. Mama putraha santi. I told you inti, right? When you say santi, it means plural automatically. Mama putraha santi. I have many sons, more than two. So simple usage of verb. Putraha asti, putroha staha, putraha santi. So you get it. Very simple usage. How about nouns? How do you say plural? If you say balakaha, the plural is balakaha. Like putraha, putraha. Balakaha, balakaha. Purushaha, purushaha. When you say aha, you are just extend that, it becomes plural. Vrikshaha, vrikshaha. You see, these are all the nouns ending in ye, and many nouns end in ye. So you can be sure when it is ending in ye, a, akaranta pullinga, plural is very simple. You just extend the a. Balakaha, balakaha. Purushaha, purushaha. Vrikshaha, vrikshaha. So it's easy for you to remember that. Okay. What about those which already have ending in a? Like pitika, pitika, pitam. You know, this is a chair. So you say pitika. There again, when you want to extend it to plural, you say pitikaha, kaha. Patrika means a magazine. Patrikaha, many magazines. Petika, a box. Petikaha. You see, you just extend the a and become Petika, petikaha, patrika, patrikaha, petika, petikaha. So those nouns which end with a, it is very simple for you to make a plural by just saying aha. Okay. What about ikaranta? Most of these feminine gender, they end, as I told you, in e. I gave you examples last time in one of the previous lessons that most names also end in e. Parvati, Meenakshi, Kamakshi, these are all ending in e, right? So here, the end is a little different. To take a pen, for example, you say lekani, lekani. Plural, lekanyaha, lekanyaha. It ends aha, aha. Gati, gatyaha. Kupi, a bottle, a container. Kupyaha, many bottles, many containers. You see how the plural is ending? It's ending in yaha. When it is a feminine gender, ending in ye. So depending on which is the ending of a noun, the plural follows a certain rule. Lekani lekanyaha, gati gatyaha, kupi kupyaha. So you can apply it for many other things also feminine. What about neuter gender nouns? Like, for example, phalam is usually ending with ni. Now these neuter gender nouns ending in yam, like phalam. Phalam is a fruit. Phalani is plural. Phalani. Parnam, meaning a leaf. Parnani, many leaves. Pushpam, pushpani. Aham, pushpani, pujayami. I offer worship with many flowers. Pushpan, pushpani. You see, ni is coming. Either ni or ni. Phalam, phalani. Parnam, parnani. Pushpam, pushpani. Vriksham, vrikshani. Vrikchanam, parnani. The trees have leaves. Vrikchanam, parnani, bhavanti. Many leaves. You say the villages have got men. Gramanam, naraha, bhavanti. So, neuter gender nouns ending in yam, you remember, it's just ani. And that's how you get plural. How about the usages? If you say there is a book, pustakam asti. Pustakam asti. When you say plural, pustakani santi. There are many books or many magazines. Pustakani santi, patrikani santi. Kati pustakani santi, kati is how many? Kati pustakani santi, satvari pustakani santi. You can see 4 books. 4 books are there. You say satvari. We'll come to the numbers a little later. I'm just giving you some examples, so there will be the numbers. Okay. Like you have asked a question. Pandavaha kati janaha santi. Pandavaha kati janaha santi. How many people are Pandavas? You all know. They are called Pancha Pandavas. So, Pancha janaha santi is the answer. Their enemy is Kauravas. Kauravaha kati janaha santi. How many people are Kauravas? Sata janaha santi, 100. Kauravaha sata janaha santi. Satam means 100. In cricket, they use this word, satam. When somebody scores a century, correct? Kauravaha kati janaha santi, sataha janaha santi. So you have the plural nouns usage. You will learn this more as we go ahead with some examples, and I am going to give you exercises to apply this. Okay. Dual forms. Not used very commonly, but then you should know how they're used. Like putraha, putra I mentioned, you use the word au. Like bhaktaha, bhaktau. Bhaktau means 2 devotees. Sevakau. Sevakaha means a servant. Sevakau. 2 servants. You also use the ending like bhyam for neuter subject like a bow. Dhanuhu is bow. Dhanubhyam. Dhanubhyam means afforded 2 bows. Bhagavataha. Bhagavataha, devotee of Bhagavan. Bhagavatoho means two devotees. So you can use au or bhyam or oho, dual forms. That is how you find most of the dual forms in Sanskrit counts, and they're generally easy to remember. Bhaktau, Sevakau, Dhanurbhyam, Bhagavatoho. So these T endings you remember for dual. Okay, having said that, let's go. For example, dual forms. First person, supposing there are two doctors. How do you say? We two are doctors. Avam Vaidyoho Swaha. We two are doctors. You can see the picture there, two doctors. Avam Vaidyo Swaha. When you want to say you two are devotees, second person, Yuvam Bhaktau Staha. Yuvam Bhaktau refers to, when you say Yuvam Bhaktau itself, it means there are two people. Even if you don't mention Saha, they automatically understand that there are two people involved. When you say Vaidyau, it means there are two people. Likewise, third person, Yetau Sevakau Staha. These two are servants. They are two servants. So, Yetau Sevakau Staha. When you say Yetau Sevakau itself means there are two. So, these are typical examples for dual forms. Now, I'm going to teach you some more words. And you will find it very useful, especially as you look at the objects at home. Like Kankanam. Kankanam is a bangle. Kartari. In Tamil you say Katri, Katrikol. It comes from the word Kartari. It means scissors. A pair of scissors. Kartari. Chatram, referring to an umbrella. In Hindi you say chata, right? So chata comes from the word chatram. Talaha. In Hindi you say tala. Talaha is a Sanskrit word referring to a lock. Lekani, from which comes likna, writing. Likna. In Hindi you say likna. Lekani, referring to a writing instrument. Can be a pen or a pencil also. Koshaha, a pocket. Koshaha, a pouch. Kankanam, Kartari, Chatram, Talaha, Lekani, Koshaha. Some words in Sanskrit. More. Dhanam. See, Dhana Lakshmi, right? Dhanam refers to money. Dhanam, Dhanyam, Pashuputram. When they bless people, that you beget all these. Dhanam, Dhanyam. Dhanam is referring to money. Dhanyam refers to grain. You should also need food, grains. Hastaha. Hastaha. Hand. From which comes hath. In Hindi you say hath, right? Sevaka. Sevak. Servant. One who does service. Sevika refers to a maid servant. Sevaka refers to a male servant. Sevika. Yuvakaha, young man. Yuvati. See, the ending is in E, referring automatically to a female gender here. Like A, also I mentioned, refers to often a female gender. Nirmala, Aparna. Now these are all names of ladies. So Yuvati is young woman. So when you say you don't know the meaning, but you see this ending in T, automatically you infer it is referring to a feminine person. Okay. Dhanam, Hastaha, Sevak, Sevika, Yuvaka, Yuvati. So these are all new words you're learning. Danta kurchaha. Danta refers to teeth. Dental comes from danta. Kurchaha. Kurcha is a brush. Danta kurchaha. Letterbox. Patra petika. Patram refers to it. Letter, and petika is a box, letter box. Asantaha pitika is also same like a chair. Asantaha. Asanam you say, sometimes you say asanam, right? In yoga you use the word asanam. It is seating. Asantaha, chair. Dina patrika, daily newspaper. Patrika refers to a magazine, but Dina refers to daily. So Dina patrika. Kunchika, a key. A key is referred to as kunchika. Mirror, darpanaha. Darpanaha. So quite a few words you have learned today on Sanskrit. So I'm going to refer a particular word, hastaha, how it gets transformed into different words. Hastaha, hand. You hear hath in Hindi. Now, hastaha has different meaning in Sanskrit. One word, but different meanings. You also have different words for the same objects. Here, hastaha could mean a hand. It can also refer to the trunk of an elephant. The elephant's trunk is called hastaha because it is considered to be the hand of the elephant. Also referred to for help. You say, give me a hand, right? In English, when you want some help, give me a hand. So it means hastaha, help. Hastin, one who has a special hand or a hand. An elephant, hastin, from which I think the word hati comes. It's my own guess. Hastin, one with a special hand, like a trunk, which refers to an elephant, hastin. Hastipaha, one who rides on the elephant, a mahut. Hastakshara, see from how it extends. Hasta akshara, a signature or writing by hand, from the word hasta. Now you find in English, hand and signature are two different things altogether. There is no connection. But here, the hand and akshara, the letters, they are connected together to bring one new word called hastakshara, which means either a signature or writing by hand. Hastagata means acquired by hand, or it is seized by hand. Hastagata. Hastahasti. I think the word gusti comes from that. Looks like hastahasti means hand to hand, which means a fight, wrestling. Two people wrestling. Hastahasti. They use two hands to fight. So from one word hasta, which has different meaning like a hand or elephant's tongue or hell, are derived many other words. Hastin, hastipaha, hastakshara, hastagata, hastahasti. See how beautifully this is all connected up, linked up. So in Sanskrit, the beauty is that the words have definite meanings and you can link it up. When somebody say hasta hasti, you know there is a connection between hand and that one. When somebody say hastakshara, even though you may not know the meaning, you know hasta means hand, and akshara is writing letters. So it means something to do with hand and writing. So that's how the connection goes up. Okay, I'm going to tell you about fingers. Now we are talking about hand, and you have 5 fingers. Anguli, haste, asti. Fingers are there in your hand. And each finger has a name. Like you have in English, you call it thumb. In Sanskrit, you call angushtaha, angushta. In fact, in Hindi and Marathi, they say anguti wala, anguti. Somebody who is not illiterate person, when he wants to fix his signature, he puts his anguti, the thumb impression. So the anguti is come from the word angushta, angushtaha. So this thumb impression is called anguti. In fact, they call the person a anguti wala. Somebody who doesn't know, who is illiterate, he doesn't know how to write. Angushtaha. The forefinger is called tarjani. It's very interesting. Tarjani means to threaten somebody. Threatening. Now this finger is often used when somebody threatens other. Look, you know what I'm going to do to you? You start shaking this forefinger when you start threatening someone. I'll see that you are driven out, something like that. So you use this forefinger, and so it got the name as Tarjani, the one who threatens. Tarjani. Very interesting. The middle finger is, of course, called Madhyama, because it is the center of 5 fingers. Now this one, they didn't know what to name it. In English, we always call it as a ring finger, but in Sanskrit, they didn't know what to name it, so they call it as Anamika, one without a name. Nam, Nami. Nam is name. I think you see a similarity between name and Nama, between English and Sanskrit. Nami is one with a name. And you put A, it becomes opposite. Nyaya, anyaya, krama, akrama, dharma, adharma. Like Nami, Anami. This is name without name. Anamika, without name. And the last one is called youngest one. When you say young one, you say Kanishta Kumaran, means my younger son, youngest one. He's the smallest. So it's called Kanishtaka. See how beautifully they are named. Angushtaha, Tarjani, Madhyama, Anamika, and Kanishtaka. Now when you do rituals, there is something called Nyasam. You invoke the various deities in the fingers and parts of the body. So at that time you use the fingers. Angushtabhyam namaha, Tarjanibhyam namaha, Madhyamabhyam namaha, Anamikabhyam namaha, Kanishtakabhyam namaha. That is how you do the rituals, and you invoke the various deities in your fingers and other parts of the body. Of course, Nyasam is a very involved one. So you now know the names of all the 5 fingers. Okay, having known that, let's go further. I'm going to tell you something more about hands. So there is a prayer which you say on waking up by looking at your hands. Now these are the 2 hands which provide you the livelihood. People work with hands and they make their money and they make the living. So these 2 hands are the ones for which you should be grateful that they are giving you the livelihood, and therefore you look at it in the morning when you wake up. Thank you, my hands. You are giving me my livelihood. In fact, there are a lot of people, they touch their eyes with these hands. That this is something which is worth worshipping. God-given hands. See how beautiful, whatever the fingers can do, it's very difficult for any machinery to do it. It's so delicately designed by the Almighty. So in this one, you worship the deities. And I'm saying this not only from the prayer point of view, but also from the point of view of you are learning some new words. Like first one, you say karagre. Karam means the hand. Agre means the end. The end. The end of the fingers. Karagre. Vasate Lakshmihi. Vasate is living. Who? Lakshmihi, the goddess of wealth. Karagre Vasati Lakshmihi. Kara Madhye, in the center. In the palm. Kara Madhye Saraswati. The Vasate verb is not there, but it still means Kara Madhye Saraswati means in the middle of the palm of the hand. Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, she lives. Kara Mule refers to the end. In Tamil also you say Mule. Mule means a corner, right? Kara Mule. Kara Mule is this at the end of this palm. Or Tu Govindaha, Lord Govinda, is invoked in this. Prabhate Karadarshanam. Prabhate refers to the morning. In fact, in Pune, there is a newspaper called Prabhat. And there is a Prabhat road also. Prabhate, in the morning. Karadarshanam. Darshanam is seeing. Swami Darshanam, you say, right? So it's a very simple prayer, but then you have learned many words like Karam, Agre, Vasate, Madhye, Mule, Prabhate. All these are new words. You have learned all of them now. In doing the prayers, you have learned it. It's all in your hands. Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, Karamadhye Saraswati, Karamule to Govindaha, Prabhate Karadarshanam. Just 4 lines, very easy for anybody to remember. Not difficult at all. But you see the verb usage, Vasate, Vasate Lakshmi, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm going to give you a Sanskrit verse as usual. It's a beautiful verse. Beautiful verse. Here again, you're going to learn many new words. And it is a beautiful Ashtakam. It's called Madhura Ashtakam. Madhuram itself means sweet. Ashtakam means 8. Like you have Ashtapati of Jayadevar, which is 8 lines in each verse. So this is a beautiful verse which was composed by a great saint by name Vallabhacharya, who lived in the 15th century. And he wrote this on Krishna, on the beauty of Krishna. In fact, it's been sung very beautifully by many artists, including M.S. Subbulakshmi. Adaram Maduram Vadanam Maduram Nayanam Maduram Hasitam Maduram Hridayam Maduram Gamanam Maduram Maduratipate Akilam Maduram. The whole song is so beautiful. Adaram, referring to the lips. You know the words now, Adaram, Maduram. They're sweet. Vadanam, your face is beautiful, very sweet. Nayanam, Netraha, Nayanam also is another word. Nayanam means eyes. Maduram, your eyes are so sweet and beautiful. Hasitam Maduram, the way you laugh, it is so sweet. Hridayam Maduram, your heart is beautiful, very sweet. Gamanam Maduram, the way you walk, Gamanam, the way you walk, Madhuram, so nice, so sweet. Madhuradipate Akilam Madhuram. You are the Lord of sweetness. Adipate. Adipate. Pate itself means somebody who is important. Adipate means one who is the Lord of everything. Adipati also is a word, right? Madhuradipate is the Lord of sweetness. Akilam. Everything about you is Madhuram, sweet. See how many times the word Madhuram is used, but how the rhyming goes, you see, Adaram Madhuram, Vadanam Madhuram, Nayanam Madhuram, Hasitam Madhuram. So even the verse itself is Madhuram. It's called Madhurashtakam. So beautifully composed by Vallabhacharya. 600 years back, and still lives in the hearts of people. That shows the greatness of this verse and the beauty of Sanskrit. So it is just only one verse what I've given you. There are 8 such verses. I'm not, for want of time, I'm not going into the other 7 verses, but this is the very first one to give you a sample of how beautiful this verse is, with just the rhyming of Madhuram with other words, nouns, adjectives. So this is something which you can easily remember. Adaram, Vadanam, Nayanam, Hasitam, Gamanam, Hridayam. They are all new words. You will learn so many words in just one single verse. So that's why I thought I should tell you this verse. So it also shows Krishna playing the flute, and this is a beautiful verse of entirely Madhurashtakam. Okay, going further, we're going to have a concluding prayer, which again is an opportunity for you to learn many new words and also the grammar involved in them by usage. Now, this is a prayer to Lord Shiva. Karacharana kritam vakayajam karmajam va Shravana nayanajam va manasam va aparadam Vihitam amavihitam ta sarvamedhat chamasva Jaya Jaya Karunabde Sri Mahadeva Shambho Shambho Karacharanam Kritam Va. Kara, you know already, hand. Charanam, the feet. Karacharana Kritam is what is done. I think a very first class I mentioned Sanskritam, right? Remember that? Sanskritam, well done. The very language it is well done. Karacharana kritam va. What is done by my hand and my feet. Vak kayajam. Vak is the speech. Kayam is the body. In Tamil there is a word. They use kayame idu poyyada. Kayam is false. Kayam is body. Kayajam. Jam is born. What is born? What those which are born out of my speech and my body. Karmajam, out of my work. Va, reference to are. Are. What is done by my hand and my feet, and what is born out of my speech and my body and my work. Shravana nayanajam. Shravana is listening. Nayanajam, seeing, born out of my seeing and born out of my hearing. Va, are. Manasam. Va aparadam, born out of my mind. From my mind. Aparadam, sins. Things which are not right. Aparadam, penalty. Vihitam, amavihitam, vihitam, avihitam. Vihitam means what is prescribed as your duty, what you're supposed to do, traditional way of working. Avihitam is what is not prescribed. Certain things are prescribed. You see, you have to go to office in the morning at a particular time, then you work and then you come back at a particular time. This is prescribed, traditionally done. What you're supposed to do, there is a code of conduct there. Avihitam, those which are not prescribed. Sometimes out of anger you speak something which is not prescribed. You do something by force of habit. You smoke a cigarette by force of habit. It's not prescribed. Those which are prescribed and not prescribed. Sarvam, all these. Kshamasva, kshamam. Kshamam means to forgive. Please forgive all the sins, aparadam, that are committed by karacharanam kritam, by my hands or my feet, by my speech, irresponsible or sometimes out of emotions, hurting others, kayajam out of body, born out of my work, different types, sometimes good, sometimes bad, born out of my seeing bad things or hearing bad things or thinking something wrong, all those which I do in my traditional way of work or even untraditional, not prescribed way of work, all that sarvam kshamasva, please forgive me, my Lord. Who? Jaya Jaya Karuna Abde. Karuna means compassion. Abde means ocean. The ocean of compassion. Victory to you, Sri Mahadeva Shambho. Referring to Lord Shiva. Mahadeva and Shambho both are same. But here they are given to give the emphasis that it is to Lord Shiva, Sri Mahadeva Shambho. So it's a beautiful slokam. And there is a song also called Shambho Mahadeva, which is actually following this prayer in one of the M.S. Subbulakshmi's recording. So here you have learned many words now. Kara Charanam, you have learned. Vak Kayam, both you have learned. Stravana Nayanam, Manasam, Aparadam, Vihitam, Avihitam. Just opposite, Vihitam, Avihitam. Sarvam etat. All. Sarvam means all. Etat, all these. Kshamasva, kshamam. Kshamasva is forgive me. Kshama kijiye, you see in Hindi also you say Kshama kijiye, right? Kshama is a word derived from Sanskrit. To forgive. Please excuse me. Jaya Jaya, victory. Karuna, compassion. Abde, ocean. All these are new words which I've learned in just one single prayer. Okay, having said that, we will go to the next one, which is the exercise for your next class. The exercises I'll be sending as usual or email, but it will also be in the slide. Now, many of these use what we have taught in this lesson as well as the earlier lessons. So please pay attention and then make sure you are able to fill in the answers correctly. Of course, we will be reviewing the answers in our next class so that if there is any mistake, you always know it. So these are simple ones. I don't have very complicated sentences, very simple ones. And you can, if you review this lesson, automatically you should be able to answer most of them correctly. So with that, I conclude today's session, the end of session. I'm going to unmute you all and you can start asking questions. Let me see. Yeah, I will unmute all of you. I think Rama has raised his hand. I see. Now, go ahead. Abba?
Yeah, Guruji. 1 second, Guruji. I have echo.
Yeah. So you can switch off the phone, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Ritvika has a question.
Yes.
Can you go to slide 15?
But there is so much of noise behind. I think one at a time to avoid any crosstalk and also echo.
Guruji, can you please go to slide 15?
Slide 15, yeah, sure. Yes, here you are.
In the second word of singular.
Sorry, I didn't follow your question.
No, what she says is, in the first line, there is a second word called asti.
I'm looking at slide number 15. Is that right?
Yeah, slide number 15, but there is a word asti, right, Guruji?
Yes, see.
In one of the slides, like I think 13 or 14 in one of the slides, again we had a same word called asti there.
Yes.
But in both the places, they were like addressed in a different way. In one place, you said it's called here. The other one here, you are saying it is as A.
Little dog barking or something. I find a noise coming from behind.
Ask people to mute if
Together, I would request only Rama to talk, and rest can stop talking. Okay. All right. Now I can hear you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Guruji, like there is a word called asti, right?
Yes.
The asti, we saw asti coming up in one of the slides, I think 13 or 14 also.
Right.
In there, you said that the meaning of asti is here.
Yes.
But in this particular slide, it is used as A. So Ritvika had a question like, why the same word is called with the two different meanings?
No, it here actually it means there is a book. There is a book is probably the correct translation for this. This is Pustakam Asti refers to one singular. Okay. So that is why you say a book. There is a book should be the correct translation. Pustakam Asti means there is a book. Okay. Okay. Now somebody else coming up. I don't know who it was. Anyone else coming up? Archana, you have a question?
Yes, Guruji. In the words neuter gender nouns, I think the slide is already up. We have phalam as phalani, parnam, the plural is parnani.
Yeah.
And for pushpam, we have pushpani. Is there a difference why we use the soft na and the hard na? For pushpam, you have na.
Now, in Sanskrit, you have certain things which are existing. You cannot really explain the reasons for it. As of, I don't know that, but it is existing as it is. Okay.
Okay. I wanted to know if there is a rule where we use this na and na. Is there a particular rule or something?
I'm not sure if there is a particular rule for it. It is what it's been used.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. If there are no more questions, I will conclude this lesson, and you will get the video in due course along with this exercise. So wish you all a wonderful weekend. It's going to be the Independence Day, long weekend here in the US. So everybody's traveling, 34 million people traveling, which is about 10% of US is on the road or on the flight. So wish you all a very, very happy weekend. And
you too, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji. You too.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
இது செக்யூரிட்டி கான்செப்ட்ஸ்ல நம்ம வீட்டுக்கு அப்பா ஆமா கொஞ்ச காலமாவே நிறைய கொண்டு நடக்கிறதா பேப்பர்ல நான் படிச்சிருக்கேன் ஆமா